WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. A Starkville mother is crying out tonight for the person who ran over her son to come forward.
She spoke with our Scott Martin today. He joins us now in the studio with more on that conversation. Scott.
Andre and Joey family members are still trying to comprehend what happened on Monday night. 23-year-old Deshante Nix was killed after being run over while riding his bicycle on Old Highway 25. Tonight, Deshante's mom is asking for the person responsible to turn themselves in. Oktibbeha County deputies say Nix was riding his bicycle heading south when he was struck by a car, throwing him into the northbound lane. That driver stopped and tried to flag down another car coming from the northbound lane. That car hit Nix a second time and didn't stop. The sheriff's office released video of a person of interest. They say a man driving a yellow Scion was seen at a nearby gas station shortly after the accident. As heartbroken as the family is, they say they want to forgive the person. They just need some closure.
I just want justice for my son. I really, I'm going to miss my son. He took me at 23. He could have stopped. He could have did anything, pulled over. I don't get why he just kept going.
The Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Department is working on leads to find the person behind this. Anyone with information should call the Sheriff's Department or the Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers.
All right, thanks, Scott. State troopers are investigating a crash that killed 4 people near the Kemper-Neshoba County line. The accident happened on Highway 21 just west of Preston on Monday night. Sergeant Andy West says a northbound Dodge Ram crossed the center line and collided head-on with an Isuzu Rodeo. There were 5 people inside the SUV. 4 died, and the survivor was taken to a Jackson hospital. The driver of the truck was taken to a Meridian hospital. No arrest has been made. The 4 victims were family members from Neshoba County.
Here's the very latest now in the story we've been watching. Many Starkville residents are wondering what the future holds for OCH Regional Medical Center. In a special called meeting Tuesday, county supervisors agreed to sell the hospital if that's what voters choose to do in November's special referendum.
Now OCH supporters are rallying around the hospital. Our Quentin Smith has been following this story and joins us live from Starkville with more.
I spoke with Board President Orlando Trainer, and he says it's quite simple. In order for OCH to continue to grow, it must be associated with someone who has a company who has more resources. And while the board wants to sell the hospital, those who are in favor of keeping it under local control believes OCH can sustain itself under local control. November 7th is the day Oktibbeha County voters go to the polls to choose the fate of OCH Regional Medical Center. However, Board President Orlando Trainer says the board already has its mind made up.
What we're asking the citizens to do is to give us the authority to negotiate the best deal that we can based upon the individuals who have submitted proposals. We have not selected one over the other. It's too early for that. Too many unknowns.
Trainer says the hospital's $5 million loss in revenue could have impacted how supervisors voted on the matter. The longtime county leader believes by selling the hospital, it will allow county leaders to focus on other county projects.
Down through the years, the hospital has been very good about utilizing some of its resources and putting back into the hospital, and we have what we have here today. That's great. But as you look around and look at what's going on, we see a lot of changes, and a lot of those changes that we cannot control. And you see a lot of county hospitals that are doing due diligence because we're looking out for the long-term health and well-being of our county.
However, while the board is in favor of selling the facility, CEO Richard Hilton thinks it should remain under local control.
We have never gotten operational support from the county, to run this hospital.
Hilton says he has concerns with some of the requirements the board has outlined for potential buyers.
Especially in regards to the bonds, $25 million above the bond payout of $35 million, which is what is owed with the county and on the bonds of the hospital. The question that came to my mind is, what about if those funds had to be put in escrow with interest and possibly a premium penalty? Those bonds won't be able to be paid off until a 10-year call date has been satisfied.
The board is asking for potential buyers to expand clinical services throughout the hospital service area. Hilton says that raises another red flag on whether to sell OCH because it doesn't guarantee those services will come to Starkville.
I think that's a limitation of knowing what's in the bid. The wording that the bidders would use as far as what commitment are they making. Are they making that commitment to OCH in Starkville, or are they making that commitment to the overall system service area?
Now, Hilton says he's also disappointed that information on the proposals the board received yesterday won't be released to the public until November 7th. However, Traynor says due to a confidentiality agreement, that information cannot be released to the public at this time. Reporting live in Starkville, Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
It continues to be a controversial topic in Starkville for sure.
No doubt. All right, time now to turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. He joins us with a first look at your forecast. Keith?
Joy, Andrea, look at this gorgeous sunset developing, 87 degrees in Columbus. It is a warm fall afternoon, soon to be evening right now as we transition into the evening. Widespread 80s at the 6 o'clock hour. We will cool down this evening, but it will be nice and mild. Showers pop to our southwest, to our west, and northwest today. We've been dry all day long, so it's going to be a very nice evening. 80s now, as we just discussed, into the low and mid 70s later on. The full forecast is coming up.
Yesterday, we brought you the story of a McCool Furniture funeral director who was indicted on defrauding his customers.
WCBI Selena Schaefer talks with State Representative Steve Holland, who is also a funeral home owner, about what families should look out for when planning their loved one's service.
When someone is mourning the loss of a loved one, the last thing they need to worry about is being taken advantage of for their money.
No one has a right, morally, ethically, or spiritually, to abuse someone, especially at a time like this.
It's something no one looks forward to, but has to endure eventually. So how can you prevent what allegedly happened at Murphy Funeral Home in Weyer from happening to you?
Critically analyze which funeral home and what their reputation is. And the easiest way to do that, number one, is to go to their website and critique that. Number two, ask people in the community.
Which includes checking with your life insurance company and know your rights.
We're highly regulated by the Federal Trade Commission.
Which means all funeral homes are required to present you with an itemized price list as well as an itemized bill.
If you don't get an itemized bill, you better say, whoa, tell me what I owe you and why, and tell me exactly what I bought and put it on this sheet, line by line, item by item. That's what we're required to do.
There are fines and possible legal action if these laws aren't abided by.
I know the Federal Trade Commission penalties are extraordinary. You better not get caught, because you will pay dearly. It grieves my soul to no end to have spent 40 plus years of my life in this trade and to hear that somebody defrauded a family at their most vulnerable time. It's just nothing right about that.
For a full list of the FTC guidelines, you can head on over to our website at WCBI.com. For now, in Tupelo, Selena Schaefer, WCBI News.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and as the state works on laws, an area group is working on a plan of action.
We find out what they're doing to bring about change when we come back.
Welcome back. Mississippi lawmakers have been working to strengthen domestic violence laws for about a decade. Progress has been made, but advocates say there's still a lot more to be done.
Parker King spoke with Safe Haven about how it believes it can help, and he joins us live in the studio with more. Parker.
Like many crimes, repeat offenders are seen in domestic violence cases. The program Safe Haven works with law enforcement and prosecutors to help stop it from happening.
Safe Haven's Columbus location services 10 counties, providing domestic violence victims the basic needs.
Temporary emergency shelter, free counseling services, food, clothing if they need it, transportation, and safety planning.
The National Coalition Against Domestic Violence reports that 20 people are physically abused by intimate partners every minute. That's about 10 million people a year in the U.S. For around 2 years now, Safe Haven has worked with local law enforcement to help with domestic violence offenders.
The Lowndes County Sheriff's Department is allowing us to use the Lowndes County Adult Detention Center. They've designated an office that we can use, or a room that we can use to provide those trainings.
The teachings are part of a 24-week safe haven program with one universal goal.
The purpose of the program to stop them from reoffending. It's based on the power and control wheel, that the abuse, it happens because of power and control issues by the offender.
The program has graduated one previous offender, and the nonprofit organization hopes more will follow.
We won't know how successful our program is if we don't get folks in the program. I hope that more of the judges in the counties that we serve will refer the offender to our program.
Currently, anger management is the main resource judges use for offenders. Safe Haven hopes that in the future their program will fill that spot.
Hurricane Maria has been lashing the Outer Banks of the Carolinas over the last couple of days, but notice how it's shifting out to sea with our high-resolution satellite here today. That will be the end of the tropical trouble for the U.S. at this point in time. For us, pretty quiet weather as well. We'll forecast this.
Your First Alert Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
The setting sun on our Wednesday afternoon in Tupelo, a live look with our Alpha Insurance camera. Same story in Columbus. It's been a warm day. It's going to be a warm evening. We will trend a little bit cooler going forward for the next few days, but overall at or above average seems to be the big trend even into next week. So we have widespread mid and upper 80s right now. As that sun gets lower and sets, temperatures will cool down. Notice these fall-like temperatures back to the northwest. That's really not coming our way. We will gradually get cooler, but not fall-like around here, at least what you probably would like. And all that rain out there in Texas and the high plains, that's not really coming our way either. We have a front that is coming our way, and that front will try to get here and move on through. It's just going to have a difficult time getting here as we go throughout the course of the next 12 months. Excuse me, I was looking at my other source over there. Let's just advance past that thought that kind of went in and out of my head right there. Dry weather, it's going to stay with us. We had almost a near catastrophe with the weather computer locking up, but we've mitigated that disaster. 67 degrees, mainly clear tonight. No problems whatsoever. Get out there and make the most of it. All right, for Thursday, 8 o'clock, 70 degrees, noon 82, 4 o'clock, 85, mostly sunny to partly cloudy. Widespread 80s for us, low to mid 80s north. And notice how it could be a little bit warmer across the southern half of the area. Definitely a better shot at lower 90s in southern Mississippi and southern Alabama tomorrow, but we'll be beneficiaries of the northerly breeze that will kick in from obviously the north at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. So a little bit cooler starting tomorrow, not as hot, but still warm through the weekend. Notice how we don't have any active weather for us coming anytime soon. Moisture stays back to the west and to our east. That's just the way it's going to be for the next week, maybe 2 weeks around here. So we've taken any slight chance of rain out of the forecast. 85 tomorrow, 81 on Friday, 82 Saturday, 83 Sunday. So pretty nice stuff here for the weekend. Some of us will get down into the upper 50s for lows, and then we will moderate again into the mid 80s for next week, guys.
Coming up, a special day for one-star athlete at East Webster. We feature senior Charlie Brand and preview college hoops at Mississippi State next in sports.
Let's go further.
He's already been honored as our WCBI Student Athlete of the Week a few weeks back, but now he's going national. The East Webster senior student athlete Charlie Brand getting it done in multiple sports and multiple classes, and because of that, he was honored with the National Max Preps Athlete of the Month Award, and in a special ceremony today, At East Webster High School, Max Preps and the United States Marine Corps, plus former NBA star Raja Bell, were in attendance to award Charlie Brand with the Athlete of the Month award and a special Letterman's jacket. Three-sport star Charlie Brand was recognized for his work on the practice field and the court, but also with his talents in the classroom. He boasts a 4.0 GPA and involved in multiple clubs and organizations at East Webster and in the community. Charlie football continues to inspire others to be at their best, and he's honored thanks to those who've helped him to where he is today.
It's very special, you know, to get any award, like I said, but a national award is even more special, you know, and just to have this great school, great teachers and coaches that put me in the best position to get anything possible like this is amazing.
We're extremely proud of Charlie. He's a great young man. He's been influenced by a lot of good people, a lot of good coaches here at East Webster, just a lot of people that have molded him into the person he is today.
He's a great influence in our practices with his effort and his attitude. But more than any athletic accolade or accomplishment, you know, we're going to miss his influence in the locker room and in the hallways more than anything else.
And we will feature Charlie Brand coming up tomorrow on our special story involving the Maroon Bowl, which happens to be our Carl Hogan Toyota Game of the Week. So congratulations to Charlie. Switching gears to college basketball, while the FBI scandal rocked the hoops world yesterday, Mississippi State and head coach Ben Howland focused on this season. Coach Howland was asked about the scandal. He would not comment due to it being an ongoing investigation. But in year 3 under Howland, the Bulldogs have a team that could surprise, and there's quiet confidence building at Humphrey Coliseum.
All the best teams that I've coached, at the end of the day, when the players are playing for each other, that's when you really get something special. That's when you get something going. And I see that in this group of guys right now, and that makes me feel really good about them.
I feel like if everybody can stay healthy and we do how we know we can do, I really feel like we can make it to the NCAA tournament this year. I mean, once you get there, we never know what'll happen. Anything can happen.
It's the same team for last year, but guys get better. And now, I mean, everybody's just coming together. Our chemistry is way better. Everyone's work ethic is way better. I mean, everybody's in the gym. It's just a better feel. It's a better feeling here.
And if you can believe it, hoops is right around the corner. The first practice for men's basketball coming up, or men's and women's basketball, we should say, Friday, September 29th. And then Midnight Madness for everyone around college hoops will be Friday, October 13th. Men's basketball team, MSU's, their first exhibition game is Thursday, November 2nd, when they take on West Florida. And then Ole Miss's first exhibition game will be the following day, Friday, November 3rd, as they take on Blue Mountain College. So if you're in the mood for some basketball,
won't be long.
It will be here before you know it, and it's usually the chaos when basketball and football are going on at the same time.
Oh, it's a lot.
Our heads are spinning, but we like it that way. That's okay.
And you're like this with the remote.
Back and forth between games and trying to stay up to date with what's happening. So, yeah, that's a good thing.
A lot going on these days, too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.
Here's at 7 Get ready for more sunshine. Keep those sunglasses close at hand. Toss the umbrella in the closet. You will not need it anytime soon.
50s, too, huh?
A little bit cooler, yeah. Turning a little bit cooler.
Fall-esque,
Fall-esque,
if you will.
yeah. Sort of.
All right, thanks, Keith. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Have a great day.